Hi, my name is Francesca Flores. I am a student at the School of Oriental and African Studies. I study international relations and religion. Not that that's relevant, I just thought I'd put it in there. I am originally from up north in Scarborough, North Yorkshire, on the coast. I think for so long I've used this as an excuse for my inaction and for my lack of charity doing. Use it as an excuse in the sense that I've been like, oh, but there's not that many opportunities here. And so, I'm just gonna wait till I go to London, and then there's more like-minded people, etc., etc. Despite the fact that there are people in Scarborough that are doing this charity work, there are people in Scarborough that are actively working within their communities, and they really care about their social responsibility and stuff like that. So really, in hindsight, I had no excuse. But yet, alas, I am here. I want to be involved. I want to, make a change in whatever way I can. I know it's cliche, but I think in a world that seems so dark right now, I think it's necessary for us to want to be, better, and want to better ourselves and better the world. But yeah, let's get to the point. I basically, when I came to London, I think it was in October time, early October, I went to see a film screening. It was a film screening of Fire in the Blood. It was about these individuals who were fighting against the block of AIDS medicine and treatment by pharmaceutical companies, who basically they had inflated the price of drugs for HIV/AIDS that would ease the suffering, etc. Essentially, stop people from dying, because at this period of time, I think it was the late 90s. So many millions of people were dying because they didn't have access to this drug, and yet the pharmaceutical companies would not budge. These big corporations, them ones, specifically in America, and the prices were so much that ordinary people in the global south specifically, such as in India and in South Africa, they couldn't access this medicine. So the medicine was there, but they couldn't access it. These people were dying in the millions, men, women, children, and no one gave a shit because they weren't able to recreate it because there was patent laws, despite the fact that you could recreate it by a fraction of the price. Literally profit over human life. And that was, to me, shocking. I know we all know that, corporations are like blood-sucking devils, you know what I mean? But like, when you see it in this film, people that could have been saved, and yet nothing. Yet the rights of the company came over their lives. So it was it's an incredible documentary. I really recommend it. Fire in the Blood. Much like the shocking effect is much like the documentary on Netflix called 13th. Also a very, very, very incredible documentary. So when I was in SOAS and there was this talk about climbing Kilimanjaro, and I was just interested because I might be very, very lazy, as most of my friends know, but I want to, be a bit more adventurous as well. So when they were doing a talk in my university, I went to see it, and they were raising charity for AIDS Orphan. Especially after watching that documentary and feeling so, like, what, I know it sounds ridiculous, but like, what can I do kind of thing. But to ease the suffering of the people, whether that's around me, my local community, or, if it's further afar, I think that's really important. And we all know money makes the world go round, and so often it makes the money go round in a really bad way. And I feel like, genuine charity is a way that we can make it spin opposite, do you know what I mean? Make it go around in a, way that benefits the rest of society, the people, the majority of society. And I feel if we look at it in that perspective, then we should really think charity is a great thing. And the thing that I love the most, one of the biggest things I love about AIDS Orphan is that there is quite a small charity. So your money does go where they tell you it's going. They only have 2, I think, permanent members of staff. I'm not sure, but their campaigns are amazing. They have projects basically in Kenya, Uganda and India, and they're working to offer that life-saving treatment. I'll put the link in the description so that you can check it out for yourself before donating, because I know people want to know where their money is going, and I know a lot of charities are really there's a lot of issues around certain charities, especially in the context of the Haitian earthquake, where Haitians were actually saying please don't donate to these specific charities, because the money doesn't come to us, we don't get to see it, then your money is just going into the pockets of individuals. So yeah, there are projects Kenya, Uganda and India, as I just said, and I'm quoting the website, we work across the world to support and provide for children and infants who have been infected and affected by HIV/AIDS. We enable access to life-saving treatment, education, medical support and counselling. And I feel this is, okay, end quote. I feel this is really important, and I feel like this is something I support, and I want to support in the only way I really can, apart from raising awareness and stuff like that, which is by raising money, and in this sense by climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. And I know that, and I'm going to tell you this because I think you should know where your money is going as well. So basically I have to raise 3,000 minimum. I want to raise more than this, but this is the minimum, and well, around 3,000 is a bit less than that, but 50% of that will go to these projects, and 50% will go on my actual climb, so my flights, the hotel when I'm not doing the climb, and the porters and tents and things like this, health and safety and everything like that. But I am going to try and save up myself and raise some more money so that it can kind of compensate in a way. I know it's not ideal, and I understand why you guys might be opposed to it in that sense. I get why people might be like, yeah, but do you really need to climb a mountain? But I've been doing some, well, for the charity week I did street collecting, and it's really hard to get people to donate, and on Piccadilly I was doing some street collections for the specific thing that I'm talking about today. And I mean, it was difficult. It wasn't as bad as the one during charity week, but I think that's because of the area, because obviously in Piccadilly there's a lot more tourists and stuff like that, and people are in a better financial situation, I guess, if you're chilling in very central London. But it's hard to get people to donate if you're not genuinely doing something. If you just stand there with a bucket, which is part of how we're fundraising and stuff like that. But if you say, oh, I'm climbing this mountain, I'm actually doing something, people will support you for your efforts, I guess, which seems ridiculous, and it seems like you shouldn't have to come to that, but that's it. People like to see that you're actually doing something for their money, which is true. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't doing it for the experience as well, and I want to be admitting to that. This is an incredible experience. I'm very privileged to have the opportunity to do this. I know it's going to be difficult, and I know I'm extremely lazy, so I need to get my act together and get healthy. But I also so I just want to point that out. Like, I am aware, it's not woe is me or anything like that. I'm aware that this is a really extremely exciting thing for me to be doing, but it's great that it's coupled with something that is incredibly important and incredibly necessary, especially in this world that seems so dark and we seem to have lost hope. But I feel like we can make a change, and I feel it's necessary to at least try and have empathy for other human beings. I'm using social media because I know that, well, I'm using video because I know people have a short attention span, myself included. And so for that reason, like, obviously I know a lot of people, they don't want to read through my long writing, so I decided to do this so you can watch a long video, but you can skip it if you want, well, it's the end now, so I hope this is, explain my reasons. I hope you do donate. I understand people are in really difficult situations, financial situations, and I understand that it's not easy for any of y'all, and I understand that charity does start at home, but we also have a responsibility to our brothers and sisters that are struggling around the world a lot of the time because of, you know, social situations that essentially the West has thrust them into. I'm not saying everything's the fault of the West, but I'm saying we have to take responsibility for the parts that are. You know, we plundered a lot of Africa. We have a colonial history in Africa and India, and that has left long-standing effects. And through the EU, we, you know, benefit from trade agreements that block out a lot of the global South. And so in that sense, you know, I think we do have a responsibility. So I hope you do donate. If you can just donate like £1 and just like send it to me, or if you're in Scarborough, like give it to my mum, like £1, like seriously, that's more than enough, because I understand that people haven't got it easy, and I know that, and I'm not asking for, you know, hundreds. I'm not asking if you can like give me the world, you know what I mean? Like, you give what you can, and if you can't give anything, like, I understand that, but I feel like in the UK we all can give 1p, and I know 1p is so small to ask, but if you can give a pence, like, yo, I'm down. Like, 1p is better than 0p, in my opinion. I'm not going to judge you for your capabilities. You know, I haven't got a right to. I'm very privileged. Alhamdulillah. But I also wanted, yeah, that's just another thing, just to finish off with. I also wanted to do this because I am a person of faith, and charity is, or sadaqah, or whatever, is such an important part of Islam. And it's something I'm trying to, you know, obviously go through my life, you know, reflective of my religion and what it calls for. I'm trying to do God's will, inshallah. And yeah, so I want to do more charity. I want to express my social responsibility. I want to do what's right. And if you can support me, that's amazing. So yeah, thank you very much for listening. If you got this far, this is 15 minutes. You probably could have read the thing quicker than this. But yeah, so thank you. I hope you're all well. And yeah, see you later. I'll update you if you want updates. But if you don't want to see me on your timeline anymore, then I'm really sorry. I know I seem like I'm asking you for money all the time, but yeah, thank you so much. And bye. Yeah, bye.